All right. Hello, lovely people. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but because I needed two things. I needed to be in a good mood and I needed an hour. And guess what? I'm in a good mood and I have an hour. So we're doing it. I've been waiting for just continuing with this because I love it. But before anything, I just want to say, these last few weeks, I have been getting very kind donations, and I just want to say thank you very much to those of you that have done that, because when you do it through Streamlabs, I get to read your message, I get to see it and stuff, but I have no way of replying. There's like not an option, and I've looked you guys up and stuff, and I couldn't find a way to reply, so I just wanted to say it now. Thank you very much. I am actually saving up money to be a millionaire, so it works out great. So thank you very much, appreciated. I'm on my way. Anyway, all right. XFM, The Ricky Gervais Show, blah, 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 Series 1, Episode 3, November 24, 2001, etc., etc. Thank you, Rusty Dog, also for doing this. This is awesome. I loved it with the images and stuff. Great stuff. We're back on track with, the order and all that. So, yay. Anyway, let's do this. Oh, I got anxious for a second. I got nervous. What happened? I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I just got nervous. That's weird. That doesn't normally happen to me, but, all right, okay, let's just go so this passes.
Sum 41 and In Too Deep. If you're listening now, you're in too deep. It's the Ricky Gervais Show. Run for the hills.
Oh,
no.
Classic.
Yeah.
With Steve Merchant.
Yeah. Whose birthday it is today. Yeah. So I've never listened before, and I heard that link.
Oh, wait. This helps. 27 on November 20, 2001. Okay, 29. And Ricky's just way older for no reason.
They think it's great.
Is that baby Ricky? Wait! That's crazy. Why is he with the monkey? Is that why he fell in love with Carl? He just always liked monkeys. And Steven looks the same. Baby Steven is still Steven.
They think it's great. It's proper radio at last. Oh. XFM 104.9, just gone 1:05. Steve, do you want some great music today?
I'd love to hear some great music.
Well, I've bought in some good stuff. I've bought in Oasis, we've got Radiohead,
Sure,
I've got some
sure.
Dre, I've got some Alba, I've got some Jimmy Webb. I'm looking forward to
I
that.
don't know who that is.
We're keeping it real.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I've got Charlatans, I've got Nirvana.
Any Sade?
There's no Sade.
No, that's a shame.
No, but I've been looking through the library and I have found 4 non-blondes.
Brilliant.
Looking from yesteryear.
Looking forward to that later, Rick.
Yeah.
It was Carl, it was you that worked out the maths and worked out I was 28, because they just worked out I'm 27.
You are 27.
No way.
Yeah, I asked you, didn't I? And I said...
But what I sort of questioned was, I said, well, if you're 27 today, that means last week you were 26.
Well done, yeah. That's irrelevant. So therefore you assumed that I must be 28 then?
Yeah.
Whereas I assumed you were using, your knowledge of maths, such as it is.
I won't do that.
No, sure.
I won't ever.
I actually got lost in that conversation.
He kept that promise. He stayed true to that statement. Thank you, Carl. That's
Because I
deep.
genuinely didn't know what he meant would mean last week you were 26. I don't know what that meant.
I don't know what it meant.
Wow. Well, it is Steve's birthday.
But he would have been 26 last week.
Sometimes you genuinely frighten me, because it's those staring eyes. There's nothing behind him. It's this little bald head. It looks like Davros looking at me. Oh. Genuine fear on his face when he enters into a conversation with another human being.
What bit don't you understand? If he's 27 today, he would have been 26 last week, and he doesn't look 26. He didn't look 26 last week. He looks older than 28 today.
You've started on his birthday. You're still having a go at him.
Carl, I don't look like the kind of hot stud that I actually am. But face words, that's the truth, mate.
Yeah, live with it.
Get with the programme, jeez.
Oh my God.
Well, let's have a little bit of cake.
Okay. Oh, that's appropriate. As a birthday. But you mean the band, don't you? Not the cake. You haven't actually bought cake, have you?
There's
got anything at all?
a band called Cake? Ooh, funky.
Cake, short skirt, long jacket, sort of fashion sort of single.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered something. Right? Think that, like, short skirt, long jacket. Once I was watching daytime TV. I was unemployed.
Once.
It was the early days of, it was about mid-80s. And
who was hosting?
It was sort of like one of those Eamon Holmes and someone, or like Richard Newman, not as good, not as. Yeah. And the link, she went, well, after the break, Leo Sayers popping in, tell us about clothes for the shorter man. I stayed tuned. He came on. He went,
Leo
wear a short,
Sayer?
yeah, he went, wear a short jacket.
Why wear a short jacket?
Optical illusion, you're going, well, that jacket, it couldn't be a foot long, because that'd be mad, so it's 2 foot long, so he's 6 foot. So I'm looking at him there. I'm looking at him. Don't get too close. Just look at the jacket.
All right.
How tall are you, Leo? Well, work it out.
Yeah.
This jacket's presumably about...
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Yeah.
But Leo, you're famously quite a short man. In fact, I saw you on TV talking about close with a shorter man.
No, but look at the jacket from there. Yeah, you must be about 6 foot. So you had to walk round looking like a bullfighter, just for this illusion at like 50 paces.
What's the other thing about stripes? Is it...
Yeah, horizontal stripes widen you.
Make you look fatter?
Make you fat, yep.
Yeah.
So good advice, good fashion advice for anyone listening.
On XFM 104.9.
There you go.
Leo Sayer there offering some topic. We should get Leo in, maybe offer some new stuff.
But on the counterpart, vertical stripes make you look longer, taller, whatever. Just a thought. So wear a short jerkin. What? Wear a short jacket and have stripes, and you'll be a freaking giraffe.
For your birthday, a little special Leo Sayer visit for your birthday. Got any presents yet?
Dude, Steve Merchant with a short jacket and like vertical stripes will look like a guy on stilts.
I've received nothing yet. But my parents haven't come up, and they're the ones that normally bring gifts.
Oh, yeah.
They are coming up later. My parents haven't come up,
That
and they're
felt
the
very
ones...
deliberate.
Got any presents yet?
I've received nothing yet. But my parents haven't come up, and they're the ones that normally bring gifts.
Oh, yeah.
They are coming up later, and I always look forward to my
Socks.
father's gifts.
Yeah.
Because they are remarkable. I don't know what he's thinking sometimes. I don't understand the logic. I mean, if I explain some of the gifts he's bought in the past, maybe you could figure out. I once opened, I think I was about 14.
Right.
And I liked all the stuff that you like at 14, you know, the ladies, obviously, you know, pop music,
Yeah, sure.
you know, fashion.
Yeah.
And that's why I assume that's why he bought me, on audio cassette, the collected wartime speeches of Sir Winston Churchill.
Very appropriate.
Good gift. Did you listen to it?
Well, I'm not sure when you'd ever be in the mood to listen to that, to be honest. We'll Fight on the Beaches,
Yeah.
you know, all that.
All the classics, all the classic hits.
I don't know when you listen. I think unless you're under attack, I don't think you'd ever listen to that.
Did you not even listen to it?
I kind of stuck. But when are you going to be in the mood to put that on?
No, but just because it was a gift.
But I always remember being once. This was.
But what if he tested you? Go, do you like track 4? Oh, some chicken, some neck. Oh, I love that, Dad. Yeah. But I think they're doing a remix.
But he said to me once. He said to me, "Never forget, son."
He didn't.
Yeah, and I went, "I don't remember, Dad." It was mad, and it was like because he was quite into sort of, but he was into like the military and all that kind of and war history and stuff. So
are you allowed to tell an anecdote about your dad on the radio? Can I just give you a clue, just in case? Can you tell the thing about
Dude,
the
you can write
shed?
it down.
No.
Okay,
No.
all right.
No.
Okay,
Too
all right.
complicated. Too long.
Okay, all right.
Ah. All right. Dude, you're on the radio, though. If you don't want to have that kind of awkward moment of, can you say this? You just write it down while you're talking about something else. Slip a note. Nobody's going to notice. You can maybe hear the paper if you're loud enough, but nobody's going to notice. But whatevs.
Okay. All right, okay.
But I remember this was true. I remember I had it on once because I just stuck it on because I thought I ought to. And my dad came in. He was pleased to see I was listening to it. And he was like, we just sort of stood there listening. And I was with my sister coming in with one of her quite attractive friends, teenage friends as well. Like, and I'm a teenager as well. And it's like, and just this woman walking by. You know, she goes to the same school or whatever. You know, quite fit. And I'm just stood there with my father listening to "We All Fight Them on the Beaches." Never in the field of human conflict of so many. And just remember looking at her as she passes. Just
You've
looking
learned
at her.
it. It's rubbed off.
Oh yeah.
You know, is.
Oh, Rick, if you're ever in a war situation and you need some morale, come to
There you
me.
go.
Yeah, you'll
you
just
That's what you're right at.
quote me out. What about a little bit of white stripes?
I've got some more gifts that I can tell you about afterwards.
Well,
Yes,
I'm looking
please.
forward to it.
Look forward to it.
Bizarre. Whoa.
Oasis, Morning Glory before that, White Stripes, Hotel Yorba. Oasis, of course, I think got in the... have you been watching that VH1 Top 100 album?
I have indeed, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, number 1. Do you remember what number 1 was?
Joshua Tree,
See,
U2.
Yeah, now, good album
It's not the greatest album ever, is it?
of all time.
Is it?
I mean, I know it's an arbitrary list, but even so.
Yeah, you sort of feel comfortable with it being the Beatles or
Exactly,
you know,
you kind of-
Marvin Gaye
or even
or
Pet Sounds or whatever,
exactly. And then yeah, maybe
I don't
it's
think
a
you-
time,
I don't
maybe it's
remember-
a generation shift. There's enough people now
But it was sort of, what I found odd in the list was it started off with, I think it was like The Doors. I remember there was, Velvet Underground and stuff. You know, these kind of respected album classics. And then there was things like, you know, Stars, Simply Red. I mean, it was a big seller and it's well produced or whatever, but an odd choice for the greatest albums ever. And then I remember there was things like that Texas album.
Yeah.
Is it White on Blonde or whatever it was? And I just think, well, again, is it just based on albums that have sold well, you know, via the Britannia Music Club?
But that's always the thing, isn't it? It's like any poll. Like I remember, I think it was last year, the greatest lyrics of all time. One was Imagine by John Lennon, which is you know, if anything's
it's a solid classic.
And there was like, you know, maybe a Dylan or another Beatles one, or something. And in the top 5 was Robbie Williams songs.
Robbie Williams songs?
Yeah.
One of the worst lyricists ever.
Well,
just
not the worst,
just a collection of words.
Yeah, just, well, annoying, yeah. I think, you know, and it was that thing...
You know what's funny? It's rock music in Spanish, particularly. It doesn't work as well as English because it's just kind of the way the words flow. It's not the same. I guess, I don't know if it's the oversimplification of the pronunciation of words in English or what it is, but it just, I don't know. It doesn't work as well in Spanish if you hear, especially rock, because there's other kinds of genres that maybe work better. But rock, for some reason, if you hear it, it doesn't flow, and when they rhyme, it just sounds off most of the time, right? And there is an Argentinian artist, a rock guy, that actually went solo. Huge. I'm maybe arguably the top rock musician in all of Argentina, named Gustavo Cerati. He was part of Soda Stereo, made a bunch of songs. You guys might even have heard their most famous song, Música Ligera. But the interesting thing about that is if you actually pay attention to the lyrics of this guy's song, it's just that. He just crams words together that make absolutely no sense. But melodically, like listening to it, it flows really well and it sounds good. So there are some songs that are just extremely freaking bizarre, but they're very catchy and they sound great. And apparently I was told, so don't count on my sources, but whatever, I was told that that's the exact reason why, because he didn't speak English and stuff, and he liked the way it flowed better in English, and he realized that Spanish just kind of didn't work that well, so he worked more on just the sound of the syllables and the words he was putting in more than what the hell they meant. So there are literally some songs that are just absolute freaking gibberish, but they sound beautiful. And it's great, and it worked really well for him because the guy got massively popular and stuff. So I always thought about that, and I always have him as an example because just, obviously in English there are artists like Robbie. I don't know many Robbie Williams songs, but I know who he is, and I never liked him. I guess I know why. But yes, there are. Dude, there was a whole freaking year or two of music, like a couple years, well, I say a couple years ago, but a couple years ago was 2021, so maybe longer, I don't know, time's gone by too fast, but there were a couple years when like Justin Bieber was popular and Taylor Swift and all those started like booming, where it was all songs were just like one word repeated constantly. Like Justin Bieber has a song that's just baby, 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 and that's it. And that was like a thing in that moment, and that bothered me so much because there's so much talent of other people that aren't famous, and you got famous people just doing that, and it's just upsetting. But anyway, rant is over.
A man, 1,000 fags, you know, like that. Thing, you know, and it was that thing. A man, 1,000 fags, you know, like that, Dad, and there's gonna take you to the bridge. Postmodern sort of. Yeah, but that's a reflection of the.
Oh, I just want to say real quick, just in case, because every time I say something about anything, I always get comments. Sometimes I get angry Argentinians correcting me. Yes, Gustavo Cerati had a lot of songs that made sense, and he does make stories and stuff, but it's just weird. The way he uses words is always weird. And sometimes he'll divide syllables and stuff to make it awkward, but it works. But yes, obviously he does have stories and good lyrics and stuff, but there are a lot of songs that just whack.
Way at the moment, isn't it? So it's always going to be 4 of all time, and then the biggest thing that year.
I suppose so.
But that's why Coldplay and Travis are getting, and they're good. But I mean, I don't think they'll be at the same position next year.
No,
I think you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's just
But it's just, I mean, I get frustrated with those lists because they just always seem so arbitrary.
I think we've forgotten we're on the radio, because that was a pretty boring link, wasn't it? Because we're just talking like we're alone.
A lot of people probably haven't even seen the VH1 show.
Yeah.
Not interested in the late
Are we losing it? Are we, you know what I mean?
Listen, I'll be honest with you, Rick. It's my birthday today. Last night I went out. I got a little bit wasted.
Yeah.
So I'm hungover this morning. I didn't get to bed before 11. Right, so
Yeah,
it's like
too much
no, I was pretty wild last night. In actual fact, and I have to say, I went to
God knows how many units I had.
I went to the Monarch in Camden.
Monarch, yeah.
There was some kind of groovy night on. I went to the door. I got a load of mates with me. I said, any discount for XFM DJs?
You didn't really?
Yeah, I did. I was a bit drunk. He went, who are you? I went, Steve Merchant, Ricky Gervais. He went, Steve Merchant's brilliant. You can come in for free.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. I swear to God. He said, yes, you did. He said, and I said, what about mates? He went, it's £5. They can have a £1 off. He said, and I think basically, but basically, Rick, I think I also agreed that you'd DJ there. I can't remember, but if the guy is listening, he can maybe let us know if I promised that. I might have signed something, I can't remember.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, it was a good night.
It's like one of those 50s sitcoms when, you sold my soul to an angel.
Exactly.
Oh, how am I going to get out of this?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
So, anyway, if you go down to the Monarch maybe next week, Ricky Gervais playing. That'll be fun.
There you go.
Well, that was Elbow and Red off Asleep in the Back. I love that.
Great song.
Got sort of early Peter Gabriel, and that's wonderful. Well, we were talking about, like, your birthday and everything.
Yes.
And presents, and then I found out I'd been signed up to DJ at a club in Camden.
Looking forward to that.
To get you in.
I got in for free. My friends got in at £1 off.
I was just
I
when
love how he says those kind of things, like, ladies, I got wasted, because I can just imagine him doing that little, I don't know why, he probably doesn't, but it's the thing that goes in my mind with that tone. £1 off. I don't know why.
Rucker was playing there.
I said,
why did you do that? Why did you try and get in free? Right? He goes, impressing my mates. Now, how impressive is it that Steve Merchant can get you in a place for £1 off?
Oh.
Yeah, you want to save money? Go with Steve. If they recognise him or have heard the show, you get £1 off. That is great.
I have a quality discount.
I don't know what you like more, though, because I know you, and I think it wasn't just the acclaim and the fact that it was the £1 off you liked.
The money off was exciting to me.
That was great.
Any discount would have been fine.
I imagine you made them all buy you a drink with
Several.
to the value of £1.
It ended up costing them a lot more.
Obviously.
Exactly.
Well, have I ever? This is probably the most embarrassing of those entrance stories.
Yeah.
I was down in South London once, went down to some party that was taking place in some kind of swanky bar, where there was a doorman on the front and a charge. I think it was something mental, like a tenner to go in. It was crazy. It was ludicrous. I don't know what I was doing down there. And I was in the queue.
We'll establish what you mean by swanky later, because that could be.
And it was a posh place.
Was it?
And so there's a queue outside, and there was one of these doormen who thought it was like kind of Studio 54. He was like sort of, choosing people who could come in. Yeah, you two come in now. And I've been there for ages, obviously.
Oh,
I was on my own because I got there late.
And clogs.
Exactly.
I've dressed up for this.
And there were these 2 girls next to me. I'm thinking, if I'm in a queue, I've told you before, if I'm in a queue and if I'm stuck with 2 girls, I'm thinking, what a great opportunity, use the old merchant charm. Yeah. And so I'm there, and I'm sort of thinking, sort of give them a nod or whatever, a wink.
Yeah.
They're loving it.
Yeah. They move to the back.
They're putty in my hands, Rick, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, to really seal this off, I'll get us in. Like, I'll sort of skip the queue. So the guy's sort of coming along, he's picking people off, the doorman, and I just grabbed him. I just grabbed him like that. And I said it so everyone could hear. Right? And I thought this was brilliant. I said to him, how much is it? He went, £10. I went, I'll give you 7. That was my bribe. I'll give you 7. That's the whole £3. No, that can't be right.
No.
He must have said a £5, and I said, I'll give you 7.
Yeah.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
That's giving him a £2 incentive.
A £2 incentive.
That's it. I'll give you 7, you can make up the 10.
Exactly.
You can, if you let me in, you can put in 3 yourself, mate. That never works, does it?
He said to me...
Probably not.
He said to me, I can't be bothered, I'm just gonna have a kip, I think.
Was it percentages that put you off?
That frazzled me initially.
I mean, it's a funny anecdote when you're giving him £2. Yeah. It's even funnier when you're getting him
when
to
he's
put up
paying
stuff.
me as well.
Oh, I love it. Right, we're gonna play a record, then we're really gonna concentrate. XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais show.
Steve Merchant's also involved.
Oh no.
The pictures you find, Rusty, are awesome. That picture is just wow. Jeez. Okay.
No.
Hello, this is Tony Blackburn. It's the time of year when I like to help somebody far less fortunate, or dare I say talented, than myself. I'm talking, of course, about Christian O'Connell's breakfast show. You've heard it. It needs all the help it can get, doesn't it? So this Christmas, help a London breakfast show. I won't, because I actually don't give a toss. But you crackheads might.
There you go.
Cypress Hill.
That's how you
Superstar.
do
Still to come.
commercial.
We've got such great bands as New Order, Ash, Nirvana, Radiohead. Song for the Lovers at about 2 o'clock is a beautiful song by Jimmy Webb,
Lovely,
Steve.
looking forward to it.
Now, it's Steve's birthday. It's XFM 104.9. He's 27.
Yes.
We're both a little bit hungover.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, every link we've started hasn't really sort of...
It's not really come to fruition, if
No,
I'm being honest.
nothing's happened.
I mean, sometimes they're just all out, kind of, there's just blunders in them.
Yeah. Or like
Yeah.
this one, we've already run
run out of
aground.
steam.
Yeah. I think it might be a mixture of us, like we've been on this station for a little while, we're losing the will to
Bored.
live.
Bored.
But we're going to buck up our ideas.
Can I just ask a
I
quick
said
question?
buck up, by the way, just
Can
in
I
case.
just ask a quick question though, because I mean,
listening wants to complain.
my birthday today, and therefore last night I went out, and that's my excuse for being a little bit tired and a little bit hungover.
Yeah.
What's your excuse? Because you
There
didn't
you
come
go.
out.
No, I know.
I mean, you conscious you had the show today. What were you doing? Staying at home, just drinking.
Yeah. Having a little couple. Me and Jane went
What time
to
did you
say
go to
goodbye
bed?
to someone about 1.
Well, that's stupid. Well, what I'm saying is, no, I mean, it's your name all over the show. You know, I'm a nobody. I got no reputation.
Yeah. Although
Thankfully.
you get a quid off in most
He even has to like present himself every time. He doesn't even get mentioned.
clubs in
That's
Camden.
true enough.
I think just drop. If anyone out there, if you're sort of like tall, sort of, I'll answer your birthday, but I'm just got to do a description. This is nothing nasty. It's pretty sure. If you're sort of like a lanky sort of geek, and you know, you can do a Wurzel accent, then maybe you can pretend to be Steve Merchant and get in quid off. Is that all right?
That's fine, really.
Yeah. No, because some people would take that as a personal...
That's offensive.
Yeah,
Challenge.
Yeah. So we were talking about... should we play a record? Is that link too long already
I'm
before
already
we
bored.
actually got to something?
I'm already bored.
God, we've
personally.
got to get to something. We've got to do
Carl,
something.
why don't you contribute something? You've been silent.
Now that is scraping the bottom of the barrel.
really
Like,
is, isn't
we're in trouble. Oh no. Oh, we're failing. Who can
Oh, if you only knew the future.
we've been on that surefire, always delivers,
Audio
snappy.
dynamite.
Yeah. Carl, the big guns.
Exactly.
Come on,
Yes.
Carl.
I was just thinking, there is nobody else who looks like Steve.
He's done ya.
That's outrageous. Although, to be honest with you, that insult has resurrected things.
Yeah. Well done. Play a little tune, and then we're
Got a
going
little
back.
bit of a sniffle as well, I think.
Yeah.
Cold or something probably coming on.
Bit late there, Carl. You should come in a bit earlier there. Swayed there.
What I like is the complete lack of professionalism on our part.
Yeah.
It's like we've got a bit of a headache,
Yes.
a little bit
Yeah.
tired. Just that's it then.
You can't fight that. You can't fight that.
But I mean, the thing is, as you well know, Rick, there are certain DJs on this station, you know, drunkards. There's at least 2 I know of who are smackheads.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
you know, they still manage, they still manage to
yeah,
do
but
a good
even
job.
even
Yeah.
the ones that aren't, that try their best, are rubbish.
It's true enough. I'm not saying we're still not the best.
Yeah.
And it's effortless for us, Rick.
I
as you
know, yeah, yeah.
We're coming up with dynamite stuff here.
Yeah, I
You
know.
and we're not even, you know, fighting on all cylinders.
XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais with me, Stephen Merchant, a little
Hi.
bit hungover. We all are, but he can't really take it. He's loud.
Like,
Yeah.
wait, there is tickets to give away, Rick. I don't know if we should mention that.
What? Who is it for?
Joe Strummer
Oh yeah.
and his band, the Mescaleros, play Brixton Academy, we think, this evening. Play Brixton.
That is an extremely weird band picture. First of all, the guy that's like with his arms crossed kind of looks like a young Elon Musk kind of vibe, which is weird. The guy on the edge, that way. Nope. That way. Looks like he was out of frame, so he stretches the neck out like extremely almost covering the other guy. And I don't even know why the other guys are hugging, because that's just, it's a weird situation. And they covered the guy in the bottom. And there's also like a hand on the balder guy that I don't know what that's doing. It's a weird picture, people.
It's an academy, we think, this evening. A little bit more information will probably be...
So go along, just in case. If you say you're Steve Merchant, pound off.
Well, the doors are at 7 o'clock, and it's £17.50. Unless you've won the competition, Rick, that I'm about to set, and won yourself a pair of tickets. There is someone, right, in America celebrating a birthday today, okay?
Yeah. More than one.
Same
I
day as
think.
me.
Yeah, no,
No, but there's a specific one I'm thinking of,
Go on.
right?
Okay.
His name, Rick, is Dwight Schultz. Okay?
Yeah.
If you know the answer, obviously don't give it away.
Yeah.
His name's Dwight Schultz. He's an actor.
Yeah.
He was particularly big in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he's also celebrating a birthday today.
You're going to say what's his name?
I'm going to say, what character is he best known as? What TV character is he best known as? And you can win yourself some tickets for Joe Strum and the Mescaleros at the Brixton Academy.
Dwight Schultz.
American actor, TV character of the 80s, very famous.
Oh, yeah. See, Christian's giving away a trip to Salem, Massachusetts.
That's bizarre, actually, because I was in America recently and I went to Salem, Massachusetts, and that's not a prize.
Isn't it?
Believe me, if you... I mean, we were there, we were sort of obliged to go because we were at someone's birthday. It's rubbish.
Really?
I mean, that's a really poor trip. That's such a boring
He probably can't believe his luck. It's probably the biggest thing Christian's ever had to give away.
the great thing about-
and you've just dissed it.
The great thing about Salem, Massachusetts is that
I don't think we're good for this station. I don't think we're selling this station like we should.
Well, you know, it's its own fault, you know, it shouldn't have hired us. I blame it, you know.
Yeah, and paid us in advance.
Yeah.
They're lucky we turn up.
No, I went to Salem, Massachusetts, and this is the place that's famous from, like, Salem's Lot and the Salem witch hunts, famously.
Famous for all things Salem.
Salem.
Yeah, anything with Salem in the title, that's what it's famous for.
The whole
Yeah.
place has gone mad over, like, witches and anything. Basically, it's like, there was the Salem witch hunts in, like, 17 something or other, or 16 something or other. So the whole place now is just full of, like, people dressed as witches.
Yeah.
And then it's, like, any supernatural stuff. So that I went in, and it was amazing. It's quite
Like
expensive.
Glastonbury tent.
It was it's awful. Every single place there, every single shop is kind of horror related.
Yeah.
And I went to
That's
the
cool.
Boris Karloff World of Terror.
Yeah,
Right, it's amazing. You went in there, right? I don't know if Boris, the famous horror actor, has actually been involved, but you go in there, you walk in the door, you've got to put these 3D glasses on, right? And it's supposed to be this kind of chilling journey around this kind of like a sort of a crypt, you know. And you put these glasses on, and I couldn't tell. They were so poor, I couldn't tell what was supposed to be a 3D effect and what was actually three-dimensional.
Really?
So I couldn't tell if, like, the floor was actually sloped or if it was just appeared to be.
Yeah.
Whether the wall was actually kind of knobbly or whether it was 3D glasses. It was so much, and it literally took about 45 seconds to get through it.
Imagine
And he just
that.
came out blinking
Wow.
into the light again. It was
So
rubbish.
so I just want to throw us over to Carl. So there's Steve Merchant with funny glasses on in this place horror, and he's walking round. Do you think he scared people, Carl? I've set this question out, haven't I? I've loaded the
I
question.
know the answer you're fishing for. Carl, do you just want to have a dig at me? Because it's coming up to 2 o'clock, and you've not really put a lot of effort in today, slagging
I
me
don't
off.
do it on purpose.
No, he doesn't do it on purpose. He's just an honest northerner, and he can't lie. He's like George Washington, but without the wooden teeth.
Yeah. Salem. I didn't mean
We've
to say...
lost it again, haven't we? You didn't mean to say
I
Salem.
didn't say Salem.
This is such bad
That was
radio.
just
this
the
is
word that was
really.
in the tip of my
This
tongue.
is a mess. I like it though. Dude, one time I was probably about 8, 9 maybe. And where I lived, there was actually a lot of haunted houses around, you know, around that was weird. That'd be weird. Around Halloween. And I don't know how, but for some reason, my dad took me to one to, like, work at one. Not work, but participate, I guess, in one. But it was this weird place. It was a park. Very weird park. It's called Shadow Ranch. I still remember that. That park was bizarre, by the way. But whatever. It was a park that had, like, a school part, but the school was old and it wasn't functioning anymore, I think. I don't know. It was weird. It was like a building and a park around. And the park, you can go to the park, but the building you couldn't touch. I don't know. It was weird. And for some reason that year they decided to have a haunted house. But it was, like, the most unplanned and unthought out decision ever. And I don't know how my dad found this out and why he took me, but he took me. Like, hey, let's participate. Yay. Obviously, he didn't do anything, but I was excited. I was 8, or 9 or whatever. I always really liked Halloween, and I thought it was going to be super fun. And, they were trying to find something for a kid to do. And since I was small, they wanted, to stuff me somewhere, in some kind of small closet to pop out or just something weird. And when I was like, no, I'd be scared to do that. Like, what? Excuse me? Do not stuff me in a closet. They decided, again, it was really, really lame. Decorations, almost nada. There was way too much light for it to be, haunted. It was again, I don't know how this happened. And, there wasn't any other, scare actors or anything. I was, the only person, which is very weird as well. And I just remember they ended up stacking 2 round tables, one on top of the other, and they put, a couple cloths on it. And they wanted me to be on top of the table, in between the 2 tables, and just kind of reach out from the cloths and, grab people when they would come around. I tried to get on the table. Extremely dangerous. It almost fell. I almost died. I was a very fragile child. Everything would kill me. But ended up being on the bottom part, on the floor, just sitting on the floor in the tables, waiting for people. And they're like, yeah, all right, this is going to be great. You there, and just kind of grab their feet. Don't hurt anyone. Don't trip anyone. But kind of act like you're grabbing them. Okay, fun. Nobody frickin' came through the haunted house. I was there for an hour until I got bored and went to look for someone because they they forgot me there. This is a horrible story. What the hell? I don't know. It just came to mind. And literally no one went through the haunted house. So I got to do nothing. And I told my dad, can we leave? And he had no choice but to say yes because there was nothing to do. And that is my experience as a scare actor. So if anybody has a haunted house and you want some, qualified, experienced scare actors, I'm your gal. That was awful. That was just, I don't know how, and I gotta ask my dad. He won't remember though, but I don't know how that even happened. Well, nothing happened, but I don't know how I ended up there. I don't know how we ended up there. I don't know why he took me. It was weird. Anyway, that just came to mind.
Really, this is bad radio, isn't it?
Radio.
A quick. Oh yeah, my mate went to one of those things.
To add to the awful radio and the awful episode of nothing happening.
In the West End, where you walk around and it's aliens and they jump out at you. Right. And he was so scared when the alien jumped out. I mean, he ripped a bit of his face off. And
the alien's face off?
Yeah, it was foam, and the bloke went, don't do that, mate.
Brilliant. Well, in the Salem one, I was wandering around, and this was one guy that kept jumping out. Yeah. Because there was about 10 of us, I was at the back, I always missed him jumping out. So when I got around, I missed all the frights.
Oh, no.
Well, that's why you didn't like it.
Jump out, then double round and jump out again.
Yeah.
People
everyone catch that? No, we. All right, okay, move on.
That is amazing. Another story about this I have is my brother's ex-girlfriend. I used to get along with her a lot, and we would talk a lot. And apparently one time she went, I think alone for some reason, she went to a haunted house here, and she was the person that would get scared very easily, and she went to a haunted house, and there was a guy that popped up with a chainsaw or whatever and started chasing her, and she got so scared she just started bolting just in the opposite direction, hit her head on something, a door, because it was kind of dark, so she hit her head, fainted in the middle of the haunted house. And she said that the weirdest experience that ever happened to her in her life was this, that she fainted there and then she was being waken up by someone dressed as Death. And she freaked out even more. She was like, you cannot imagine what it feels like to be passed out from being scared and then opening your eyes and having Death there with the big Oz thing or whatever you call the Sith. That's not the word, but the thing that cuts the grass, the reaping thing, the tool, I don't know. And just have them like, hey, are you okay? Are you alive? What? Am I? I don't know. That must suck, dude. I always really like that story.
Oh, if you want to win those tickets, 08700 800 1234. Dwight Schultz, who is he better known as?
Oh, that was the question. I didn't get the question before. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Basement Jack said, keeping it real. Where's your head at?
Where is your head at?
Yeah, I know what they're saying. They're saying, where's your head at?
Where is your head at?
Yeah, XFM 104.9.
Ricky Gervais.
Now,
Just one thing I would say, Rick, is that I've spoken to a few people who've listened to the show, and a lot of people, this is the highlight of their week. It really is. No, a lot of bedbound people, and
Yeah.
and we're not putting the effort in, are we? We're providing nothing.
we're trying, but it's just not coming out right. It's just
The words aren't coming out. When I say them in my mind, they're brilliant.
But it's sort of like getting old. Your mind. I still want to run upstairs and things, but I just the lift. I'd like to run upstairs. I just can't anymore. And I feel like today. The comedy's in there. The
There's
interesting
fun, there's
things
humour,
and
there's
it's
interesting
all
stuff.
in the head, and it has to go via the mouth.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's just not working for me.
Not
But it is your
for me.
birthday. You're 27. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We're talking about. Can I tell you one of the best presents I ever had?
Go on.
Without doubt, all I ever wanted was a go-kart. This is true. I was like sort of 5,
That
6,
car
7.
don't go much.
eventually,
What is that?
for Christmas. I wasn't sort of spoiled in the sense that I got pocket money, but I always got what I wanted at Christmas eventually.
Right.
Because, working class mothers, they'd get it out the catalogue and pay for it for the rest of the year. So, I always got, I had, really, as many presents as anyone else. And I got this go-kart. It was a little red go-kart, and it was a pedal one. And I'd run home from school, and I'd be in it, and I'd get down the garden for hours. I'd have to come in for my tea, and this was fantastic. And this went on for like weeks and weeks and weeks through the summer. The next time, it was just it was fantastic go-kart. I'd show off, and then one day I came home, and I went. It was always at the back of the shed, sort of up against the shed, and I went in. I couldn't see it, and so I went to the back door. My mum was sort of like washing up with that, and I went, "Where's my go-kart?" I thought it hasn't been nicked. She went, "Your dad swapped it."
Your dad swapped it.
Yeah. I went,
Oh, no.
he what? And I was going to be brave, and I went, he what? She went, he swapped it for a wheelbarrow. And I could see she didn't approve of this, and she was thinking, I'm going to tell him, and then I'm going to, have this out. And I went, right. She went, it's your wheelbarrow. And I went to the back of the shed, and there was this wheelbarrow. He swapped it with a bloke called Jimmy Dublin, who he worked with.
Jimmy Dublin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he was a respectable member of the community.
He was fine. It was his livelihood. No, I think he was an Irish gentleman, and that's why we called
Surprised
him. That's why I don't know what his real name was. And I think my dad must have been drunk, and he went, I want to get my son a go-kart. And my dad said, my kid's got one. He's probably had it for a year. He's probably bored with it.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll give you this wheelbarrow. And I went to this wheelbarrow, and it was caked in concrete. I could hardly lift it. I just nicked off a building site, obviously. And I'd be there for hours trying to push this wheelbarrow up and down the garden, right? And it was okay, though, because I was going on holiday soon, and I 7 years running, went to Bognor Regis, a place called Riverside, because some woman around the way had a caravan
Nice.
that we got free for a week, and it was great, just wonderful. And I used to go there with my mum and my nan.
Oh, party time.
The age of 7 to sort of no, it was good because when you're a kid and you wake up in a strange place, it sort of seems weird. You wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning hearing your gran pissing in an iron bucket, and
We've all been there.
You get this
Have we?
irritated. Anyway, and I went on holiday, and I met a little friend who was about my age. We were both sort of like, right, and he'd hired a go-kart. He had this great go-kart, and he came round to my caravan, and I went, I've got a go-kart. And I remember my mum opening the window of the caravan and going, don't lie.
Ouch.
And I went, I had a go-kart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to your father about the fact you swapped it?
No.
You never mentioned it to him?
No.
That's
saw
messed
that
up,
wheelbarrow?
and that's painful.
I think so. I've grown into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can nearly lift it now. Yeah. And now I'm just too old to run up and down the garden with
now
it.
you get one of your several gardeners to use it all the time. Wow.
Oh man, I'm sorry, but this is sparking so many memories and stories and stuff, and I gotta share, dude, because this one is messed up too. Just like that, just like his dad. But my dad wasn't drunk. My dad doesn't drink. And neither do I, by the way. A lot of people think I do. I do not. This is just manliness. Anyway, it wasn't me, it was my brother, and he was really young. It was before I was born, probably 3, 4. And my brother had a little... It was basically a puppet, but nobody used it as a puppet. You just used it as like a stuffed toy of... Oh, I can never remember which one. It was either Bert or Ernie from the Muppets. I think if Bert is the long one, it's Ernie, which is like the short and fat one, I think. Whatever, one of those. And my dad has always been like an aficionado of... I don't know. Things that fly. He really likes them. Planes, helicopters. He really likes helicopters. And just any toy that flies, he loves it. He loves Superman, obviously. Superman flies. And my dad had bought himself a remote-controlled helicopter. My dad has always been a fix-it man and stuff, so he would, anything that would break and stuff, he would know how to fix it, and he would always calibrate it, and he just loved that kind of stuff. And he had one. And both my brothers are very close in age, so they were there. They would want to play with it. I'm like, oh my God, that's an amazing toy. Let's play. And my dad would make it very clear that that was not their toy. That was his toy, and they could not touch it. Which is messed up. Understandable, I guess, but messed up, you know? And, well, what did one of my brothers do? He touched it because it was a toy, and he wanted to play. And he broke it. And when my dad found out what his response is messed up, dude. His response was to go grab the stuff, let's say Bert, and I don't remember if he chopped his head off or his arms off or he just broke the toy. And he said, you break my stuff, I'll break yours. That is messed up! That's all kinds of fucked up, dude. Jesus! I don't think anybody ever touched that helicopter again, dude. That is busted. Anyway, let's continue.
Oh, dear. Dre there. Dr. Dre.
Of course.
Bad intentions. Well, it's... do you want to give the winners of the competition?
The winners, yes. Tickets for Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros playing at Brixton Academy this evening. We have some lucky winners. The question I set was, someone else famous is celebrating a birthday today.
Yeah.
I don't mean someone else famous like I'm famous and someone else who's
You
famous.
could probably get into the Monarch.
Well, pound off at least.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah,
it.
which actor, Dwight Schultz... No, I didn't. I said, which character did
Started
Dwight
off
Schultz
well,
play?
didn't it?
It started off so well. Which character did Dwight Schultz play? What made him famous in the 80s? He's
Yeah.
celebrating a birthday today. I don't know how old he is, probably in his 60s.
Not in
And
the
there's a band that
60s.
passed
The character
by.
he played,
I
of
don't know what
course,
that meant.
was Howling Mad Murdoch
Yeah.
from the 18...
We
I was
did
watching,
accept Murdoch.
I was watching an 18-1 UK Gold the other day, because I always like to have something, you know, so I can talk to Camfield whenever I meet him.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the thing about Howling Mad Murdoch is, his madness is one of those convenient kind of madnesses where he's not like kind of depressive, where he's trying to kill
Yeah.
himself, or he's just schizophrenic, or he's unreliable. He's just a bit eccentric.
Yeah.
His madness is largely, I'll do some funny voices.
You couldn't have howling slightly off the wall Murdoch,
No.
though, could you? It didn't have the edge.
But it's just, it's rubbish. It's rubbish madness.
Or
It's-
howling wacky Murdoch.
yeah, well, that's what he is. He's wacky.
Howling annoying student Murdoch, I think he should have been
Yeah,
called.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
the winners, Carl, I think you took some answers.
Tim and Neil.
Well done, Tim and Neil. Are they going together, or are they
No.
No, two separate.
lucky people? Lucky people.
Yeah. I don't think your heart's in it anymore either, Carl.
I was alright today, but Steve's really dragged me down.
Why?
Well, let's...
Wait a minute, I just need to know why.
Yeah.
Do you know, like,
Yeah.
when people are being miserable around you?
Yep.
I was full
Yep.
of beans when I came in.
Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
but you got to remember last week you were really miserable, and that really wound me up.
Yeah, because he was having
So
to
it's
do
losing
stuff.
relevance.
He was a little
you know,
livid.
he'd been let down and they were worried about
Yeah,
the
last
next
week you were in
show.
a terrible mood.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like
the
you were.
songs, I wasn't like going off and lying on the settee, looking ill, talking in that voice.
Oh, he's done you again.
I said, just now, being quite friendly. Yeah,
Carl,
Steve.
Carl, have you ever tried to get into the Monarch for free? Because I'll be honest, mate, it's not going to happen for you. Come out with me, mate. You got a quid off. All right. When you can get in places in Camden for free.
Yeah, I'm alright, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's done you. Right, now it's time for Song for the Lovers. Now, this is one of my favourite songs of all time. You'll know this song better done by... That was nearly a sentence. Oh, come on, that was nearly a sentence. What's his name? Glenn Campbell. It's Galveston.
Oh yeah.
This is the man who wrote it. This is the original. This is Jimmy Webb
Oh yeah.
with Galveston. From what I can work out, I think it's about a bloke who goes off to the Vietnam War and he's missing his bird. And I've brought it down, haven't I? I've brought it down a tone by saying bird.
It's a beautiful song.
It was irony.
Just play it.
Galveston. It's beautiful.
Did he mean woman? Because I was actually imagining a bird.
Jimmy Webb with Galveston. Now, I
That
know
was
you
lovely.
enjoy
Love the work of
the
Webb.
Webmeister.
A lot of people, of course, be familiar with his sons, the Webb brothers.
Yeah, very different. Quite cool, though. I went to see him live, and he was just so cool. Just, like, doing his songs and telling a little anecdote. It was just, he's fantastic. That's my song for lovers. Steve, what have you got for us?
No, I was just going to mention a couple of other gifts that my father got. Well, he got me
yes,
once. I
please.
unwrapped once, having professed no interest ever in this particular artist, about as much interest as Winston Churchill. I once received, lucky me, the making of Thriller. It was a
sounds
video
awesome,
behind the
though.
scenes on Thriller. From my
That
father.
I know
sounds
what
cool.
he thinks, though.
But he said to me-
he thinks
he said-
Steve loves to dance.
No, he went. You love music and you
Yeah.
love films.
Yeah, no, that's a film, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I've never professed any interest. I mean, I don't think it even had Thriller, the actual film, on it. It was just the making of Thriller.
Really?
That's
Behind the
cool.
scenes, Michael Jackson dancing around
And John
saying-
Landis.
Yeah, it was rubbish.
Well, that's
If I'm
not
being
very nice, is it? But what did you say when you opened it? Brilliant.
blunt. Brilliant. I love Jackson. Can't wait to watch this. Can we watch it now? I said.
What did he say?
So ungrateful, really.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember the time my dad bought me anything. It's always my mum who bought it, and my
What
dad
about
would
the
give her the
Tic
money.
Tacs?
Yeah.
You got Ricky who's lost his go-kart. You've had a video bought for you and you're still not happy. I just think you're selfish.
It's not so much that I appreciate the fact that there is a gift. I think it's the fact that the gifts are arbitrary and can be bought in the shop that's opposite the place he works.
Tell Carl what you got your mum for this.
Well,
Listen to
Detail.
this, Carl.
This
You'll
is
love
an
this.
example, right? It's the thought that counts, right? So I suppose if you say that the thought that counts is the fact that he went and got anything at all, that counts. Okay, fair enough. But he phoned me up. He said, "What shall I get your mother?" Right? It's our 20th wedding anniversary, right? What shall I get her? I said, well, I'll tell you this. This is a great idea I'd heard from somewhere else. Why not get her, pay for her to have a makeover, you know, and all the sort of treatment, you know, and the beauty treatment and that. She'll love that, you know, and then take her out, give her a meal and stuff. He went, okay. So he hangs up. I speak to him on the day of my mum's birthday. I say, what'd you get? He said, I got something. I said, do you go for the makeover idea? He went, not exactly. I went, what'd you do? He went, I bought her a trowel. A trowel. I went, a trowel? He went, yeah, for the garden. I went, it's a trowel. You've been married 20 years and you got her a trowel. He went, it's stainless steel. I said,
Well, that's important. Dude, I've shared this before, but one time my dad, for my mom's anniversary, I don't remember if it was anniversary or her birthday, he got her a salami. I'm going to leave that there.
I said to him, it's a trowel, Dad. And he went, do you think I should have got it engraved? It is mental.
Of course.
And I went down to see them, right? And I went in the lounge and literally, imagine it, like, it wasn't this, but imagine, I got in there, he'd bought this trowel, right? And he'd also bought her an industrial-sized tin of coffee. You know those ones, those big-sized ones you have in like, hotels?
Did he say she loves coffee, Steve?
She loves coffee, Steve, he
I
said.
love the fact that that's meant to be like the whole family didn't use it. Like she keeps that by her bed.
Yeah.
Like she's in Stalag 13 or something. This is my coffee.
But imagine walking into the lounge, right? She's there, she's got the presents that my sister's bought and that. A trowel, just holding a trowel and a tin of coffee. And me walking in wondering, I wonder if there's anything sort of that she regrets in her life.
Oh, that's lovely. She loves coffee, Steve.
She loves coffee, Steve.
There you
Oh,
go.
She loves the garden.
Carl, what's the worst present you've ever had?
You see, we don't really celebrate birthdays in our house, so...
What? Where are you from? What planet are you? What do you mean you don't celebrate birthdays?
Are you here from another world observing? Like, trying to blend in, but not quite managing to pull it off.
Not that fussed about it. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's...
Yeah.
My mum and dad's are on the same day, and I think that just was like...
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
on their anniversary, and...
Well, they got married on their mutual birthday.
But Carl, can I just... I mean,
And Christmas.
Wait, what?
But Carl,
Yeah,
there's a
what?
difference between you saying...
What do you
we
mean
don't-
their anniversary's on the same day? Of course it's on the same day.
Yeah, and the birthday.
But, Carl, what I mean is that... you say that you don't really celebrate your birthday, but presumably you have received some presents at some point in your life from your parents.
Right.
Or anyone.
Anyone?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, well, we'll come back to you later.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let's play a record.
Carl, have a think about that and we'll come back to you later. Thanks very much.
Ash and Sometimes they've won me over.
They have indeed, yeah.
They've just got they got to be the band they always wanted to be. I
I'd
think.
have written them off in the early days, but no. they've
Me
really
too,
grown
Steve. Just goes to show. Go on.
Carl, any thoughts on what gift
Any thoughts
you've
at all?
perhaps once received that you can joke about now, but was tragic at the time? No?
No.
Not really
like I
put the
say,
thought in then.
Didn't have that many presents, so...
Always thankful
the ones
for
I
what
did
you
get,
got.
I was grateful for.
Yeah.
Rick, would you love to hear from the listeners if maybe they've received some amusing gifts?
No.
No, I wouldn't.
So, what are you doing tonight? You going out for a little meal with your parents?
Yeah,
Oh
I thought
my
you were
God.
coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
Any
no.
suggestions as to where we could go? I mean, maybe people would like to phone in because I've got no idea. It's got to be largely meat-based. My family
Yeah.
only really eat meat.
Do you know,
Dude, I've gotten some bad ones. I was just working out every gift I've ever gotten, but I've gotten some bad ones, dude. My ex-boyfriend for one of our anniversaries got me I don't even know what it's called. One of those bars that you drill to the wall to do pull-ups. Got me one of those. Very bizarre. I had to install it, obviously, because I was the man in that relationship. Don't ask. But anyway, I installed it and read the box or whatever it came in, and it said that it would only support up to 65 kilos, which is great. I'm under that, so we're good. It was great. All right, okay, weird gift, but whatever. Since it's there, I'll try it out. Why not? I couldn't do a pull-up, but I had to work up to it, being able to do one, which was cool for me. When I was able to do one, I was happy. His friends come over. A 95-kilo guy comes over, and he's like, "Oh, cool, can I try that?" And I said, "No, it won't hold you. It'll break." And my moron of an ex-boyfriend said, "Oh, yeah, try it. And he's like, "No, she said it'll break. Dude, just try it. He does it. He broke it. Boom. There was no other place to do it in the house. The wall was busted. Made a mess. And then he gave it away. I have more stories like that. But, we'll leave them for another time. But that was bad.
at the steakhouse near me, it's closed down.
Brilliant. That's one. There's lots more to go.
What are we talking about? Because I got distracted.
It's got to be largely meat-based.
Like
What's
you're going out for a
meat-based?
little meal.
Before.
Yeah.
Rick, would you love to hear from the listeners if maybe they've received some amusing gifts?
Too bad I
No,
shared
no,
anyway.
no.
So, what are you doing tonight? You're going out for a
There we go.
little meal with your parents?
Yeah, I thought you were coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
Any
no.
suggestions as to where we could go? I mean, maybe people would like to phone in because I've got no idea. It's got to be largely meat-based. My family
Yeah.
only really eat meat.
Do you know the steakhouse near me? It's
Name us.
closed down.
Brilliant.
Oh.
That's one. There's lots more
There
to
you
go. Let's not stop there,
It
people.
just
Come
looked-
on.
I used to look across and think, is that a bingo hall
I know. It's
or
bright.
somewhere to eat? Yeah, neon. There's at the back. Right at the back had cocktails, and just imagine.
Who's in there for a cocktail?
Imagine you going in there with a DJ sitting there.
Ladies.
Hi. Be fantastic. Go on. Carl's got something to say. I can tell. What?
Is there a chance that your dad's like on the way into London now and has heard you saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
he got me this and he got me that," and he could be like nipping to a shop now to buy you a rake and thought,
Yeah.
Better not.
Yeah. Just think of that. Oh, that would be terrible, wouldn't it? Or the making of the Bends.
Yeah, he'll probably turn up and say, I was going to get you a gift, Steve, but then I got high. And we'll all laugh. Cultural reference.
Yeah. Right. This link has run out of steam again.
Yes, but don't worry, because I can salvage it.
Go on.
You know what's fun? I always think about that. I always think about sometimes when I want to share something about particularly my dad or maybe my mom, but mostly my dad, I always think, what if he hears this? He'll get offended. But then I realize he'll never hear this because he doesn't care.
Because it's time for Under the Covers. Cover me up. Oh, you got me
Between the
covered.
covers.
Between the covers. I like covers. Cover songs. And,
This was done by someone else.
And it was this week I'd like to play I mean we're all fans of Destiny's Child, Rick, and we're all fans of the song Say My Name.
Yeah.
But have any of us heard the Scottish band Spare Snare doing their version of it? I
No.
suspect not. Let's hear it now.
Oh, I totally want to hear that, actually. I'm going to look that up later.
Spare Snare doing their version of Say My Name by
Spare
Destiny's Child.
Snare.
Rick, what do you make of it?
I have to
Do you
remember
remember Raw Sex that used to be in French and Saunders? Where it's Roller Riff on, yeah.
Is that basically what it's like?
It's a bit like that.
Do you
yeah.
think maybe the cover version section's running out of steam? If that's what we're playing.
I think we should only ever do
my God.
sort of 6 weeks a year on radio,
Right.
and then
And people will kind of remember that. They'll be beautifully preserved in their memories.
Yeah, like Benny Hill used to do one show a year.
Right.
You know what I mean? Imagine how awful it'd been if he'd like do it every week for 2 hours. I don't think he'd have been so successful, to be honest, Steve. I think he'd run out of ideas.
Rick, I know that you are tired of coming in every Saturday and doing the show. I know I am, and I suspect many of the listeners are. But maybe we should leave it to the listeners. You know, if they want us off the air, maybe they should just email, fax, phone in.
That'd be. I think everything should be like that, though. Vote whether you want to, you know, like a binary sort, like you know, up against someone knocks like winner stays on in pool.
Yeah,
I hate that winner stays on in pool in pubs. It's just horrible, fascist, isn't it? You want to play with your mates. You don't want to have to beat a bloke with one tooth who just plays pool all day.
Yeah,
costs him nothing, and he has 93 games. Of course, you're not going to beat him. He's a professional by the end of the evening.
Okay,
XFM 104.9.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Okay.
For Hero by Les Fleur. Great bloke, Les.
Yeah.
Worked with him in Blackpool. Weird. Had very high voice. Can't grow a beard.
Yes.
But, yeah. I'm joshing. Probably pronounced Les Fleur, innit?
Le Fleur.
Yeah. We know all that. Oh, we know that. We know that. We know
You
that.
noticed all those huge posters advertising Christian O'Connell's breakfast show? They're all over the place now. They're mainly on the tube, like you wouldn't know, Gervais.
No.
What with your driver and everything. Imagine if they'd spent the kind of money they must have spent on those advertising our show.
I know.
And those people were tuning in, and today's show is what they heard.
I was actually thinking, right, because we do care in a way. Yeah. We couldn't get over it, today, you know. just to word to the kids. This is what alcohol can do to you.
Yeah, it's a sobering lesson.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But I thought, what if this was our first ever attempt at radio? Think how gutted we'd be. We'd go, we're not
What
right.
worries me is it's like, I don't know, it's like in my sort of hangover state, it's like I've kind of woken from a dream, and I've sort of thought to myself, all the stuff we're saying today is what we normally say week in, week out, and we think is brilliant. And it's today we've done it, and it's rubbish, and it's like we've seen the truth.
Oh, yeah, it might be.
They keep talking, right? They keep talking about how big of a bust this was, but it's the same as the other. This is legit just them talking. It's all the same.
See, so an alcohol can
It's just not as interesting or entertaining as we thought.
See, yours could be BSE as well, though, because I know
There's
you're
a lot
worried
of that
about that.
kicking in, I think.
Yeah, because you just ate beef, didn't you, for the first 15 years?
Largely just beef, yeah.
Beef and milk.
Mainly uncooked. It was just, you know, they just
Together?
reel off how in.
From the cow.
Yeah, just suckle it from the cow.
Now we get complaints about that.
We will indeed. I always wondered if Bruno Brooks ever got complaints, actually.
Who?
When he once played Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of,
Yeah.
and he must have dozed off or something, because he didn't realise all the swearing, you know, F you, I won't do what you told me, and he just left it playing.
He probably wasn't
And
listening.
it was the UK Top 40, and it was just, you know...
He probably,
fun
of course, he probably did get complaints.
Where is he now?
Good point. Doing internet radio, which is, of course, where we'll be next week.
Yeah, if we buck our ideas up.
Quick question.
Go on.
I just realised who Carl looks like. Moby.
He does.
Not the first person to say
Yeah,
that.
suddenly just dawned on me then.
Yeah.
So if people are
Moby's one of those people that I think is fantastic. Every time I see him, everything he says I agree with. He's lovely, and I just can't get into his music. It's bad. It's like I feel that it's like a mate who you can't say, oh, I give it up, because I think he's fantastic, and I want to go, why don't you do something else?
For more
I bored myself then.
If you've got a pop star that you'd like Ricky Gervais to pass comment on, why not get into
Yeah, that's
Rick, what are your views on Rick Witter from Shed 7?
Rick Witter. I like their effort.
Okay.
I think he's quite got a nice hair.
What about Chakademus and Pliers?
What was their hit?
Tease me, tease me, tease me. Anyway, more of that next time, I'm sure.
Oh, that's it.
Are we straight to the song for the ladies now?
Yeah, song for the ladies. Yeah,
Should we just get it over with?
Yeah, let's knock this on the head.
Song for the ladies this week, one of the best tracks on Hour of the Bewilderbeast by Badly Drawn Boy. It's, of course, Magic in the Air for all the ladies.
Bye. Sorry about that. We're going to really be good
Gonna
next
sing
week.
happy birthday, or?
Happy birthday to you. But no, we're going to start work on next week's show.
Really, from then on, it'll be year zero.
Yeah.
It's over? No way! That went by fast. Time really does fly when you talk about nothing. Oh, man, these guys are great. And the pictures you pulled up, Rusty, are just brilliant. Well done on that. I love it. Oh, man. And I get it now that Carl was just kind of there in the background, and they slowly incorporated more. Since I did jump ahead to see episode 8, I'm glad that soon he will be participating more. It's not going to take that long. And just pure gold. I love how even though they're just talking normally, they're just entertaining and fun. And it's fun. And no matter how light the conversation is or how just not unplanned and no particular topic or whatever, they're just very entertaining people and very amusing. And I really enjoy that. So there you go. Anyway, lovely ladies and gentlemen, people, earthlings, whatever, all of you, just thank you so much for everything. I love this. I love being here. I love doing this. And particularly these videos, just anything Carl is just so fun, dude. I really like this guy. So, yeah. It's over. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You guys are just fabulous, and I'm a happy Mendy. And I'm just happy. I just a couple days ago got to 24,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for that. Just all of it. It's so wonderful, and I'm so excited about my, new life, and I can't wait for it to continue and just progress more. So yeah, I'm leaving. I promise. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud again. So I'm off.